You know, some days I really do miss all the old times. You know what I mean? Like, before we met. No. No, I'm not implying that I hate what we have now. I'm just saying, like, I kind of miss being stupid. You know what I mean? Like, these days I can't be as stupid as I used to be and do all the silly stuff like I used to. Like, I feel like because you've taught me better and you've showed me what it actually means to, I guess, be a man, I no longer have that same right to stupidity anymore, you know? Like I just can't pretend like I don't know. Like I don't know better, like you didn't teach me better, like you haven't been doing such a good job at that. Because you have, like you really have. You've tamed the beast, so to speak. But I still look back and I think about who I used to be and I wonder sometimes like would he and I actually be capable of like I don't know sitting down and having a conversation? Like what would I even say? Oh, and by the way, you fell in love and oh, by the way, she uh she makes everything that much better and oh, by the way, you absolutely, will you absolutely will bend the knee one day. All these thoughts that in the past I just didn't know were possible, and to be honest, I didn't think they would be. Maybe what I'm missing more is the ambiguity of the past. The fact that I didn't know, but now, ever since I met you, it's like everything's so clear. And I don't have any more questions. I don't have any more doubts. It's all just so clear. My present, my future, all of it. It's you. But in the past, it was just me and my reckless self, trying to drown myself with loud music and horroring cramps from pushing myself too hard whenever I would skate. Like, I remember I would constantly be blaring music so loudly in my headphones, like my ears would ring. Granted, now headphones don't go as loud as they used to, or there are limits on audio. Smart. But back then, me, some crazy skull candies, and like an iPhone freaking, I don't even know. That's a good question. What iPhone was I using back then? iPhone 4S? I don't know. Is that even a thing? Hold on. I'm actually going to look that up. But yes, because I'm frustrated at the fact that I can't remember. iPhone. Yeah. It was the 4S. Oh my god. Yo. Props to me for actually remembering that. Me and my iPhone 4S and loud music. You could not separate the two. And I'd be playing like Nothing's Carved in Stone or 1OK Rock, and my ears would just be ding! Like I'd have tinnitus or whatever it's called, and like I would be skating the hardest I possibly could. I remember one day it was freezing cold, and me and the boys we decided that we would just meet up at a bank, and we'd skate this really gnarly ledge that was there. Like it was so perfect, and I I wasn't even feeling good that day. Like I was feeling I wasn't feeling it, and I was like, you know what? Let's just turn up the music and let's just figure something out. So, on like I was just ollieing it like normal. I'm like second attempt out of nowhere. I was just like, let me try to double flip this. So I literally first try, no no questions, just straight up full committed to a double kickflip off this ledge, and I landed it. And I was like, yeah, I like that. The spontaneity of just like music blaring in the ear. You don't know what's next. You're just going with the flow. You're going with whatever energy is hitting you with, and all of a sudden, it's, something magical happens. Maybe what I miss is the spontaneity rather than the ambiguity. Just things just happening. No, no, that's not to say that we're not spontaneous, because we definitely are, and we do keep that in our relationship, which I absolutely love. But it's to say that back then I was just lost, and now it feels like I'm lost with you, and it's not a bad thing. I've always think that what I needed was to be lost with somebody, but I still miss the days when I was just lost by myself, occasionally. And maybe the reason why I miss those days is because I know that that past is always going to exist, and that past doesn't have you. But I'm grateful that my present and my future does. You're here, and you can be around for all of my spontaneous, gnarly, stupid tricks, but I'm no longer blasting music in my headphones like I used to. Instead, I get to listen to you celebrating every single silly trick I do, and it's the best. It really is. Better than anything I could have imagined. Not like I could have imagined this anyway. Being here with you. Having you by my side. You're gonna make me cry. No, seriously. You're gonna make me cry. It's so cold and lonely. Those are the thoughts that I know I was having back then. My hands freezing numb. And on that shitty little iPhone 4S, I had a notes section that I would just randomly write stuff in. And one of the notes I remember, the last things I wrote back then was like, fuck, I'm cold and lonely. Oh my goodness. Thinking about it now, because I remember the day that I wrote that. My best friend, he was, I don't know what he was doing, but like, we were supposed to hang out that day, and I think he went home early. And we initially found some kittens in somebody's driveway. Oh, yeah. We were just walking into random people's driveways too. What a time to be alive. I can't even imagine that occurring these days, I mean, it could, but like, I was very fortunate. And we went into this random person's backyard. There were a bunch of just kittens, just like meowing. And I remember taking out like a can of tuna and just sitting there and feeding them. And it was good. And then he had to go home. I thought we were gonna hang out the whole day, but like, he ditched me. So it was just me, my can of tuna, and these kittens. And I was really upset because I was excited to just be hanging out with my bro, and it's what we did. But the moment he left, I had this wave of loneliness hit me, and I was like, fuck, it's cold and I'm lonely. And I typed that in. Oh my goodness. It's surreal to think that those moments still exist with me today. Like, I still have the phone, I still have the notes, and that reality, as distant as time may make it, still exists in one way, shape, or form through myself, and also the physicality of literally having the same phone that I used that day, and being able to physically see the note in the day that I wrote it, and to connect that to the time that I'm at now, it's surreal. It's interesting. I don't know. I have plenty of notes I've written throughout the years, and silly letters I've written to myself. Things that I will probably read to you eventually, but like, I don't want you to judge me too harshly. No, I know you won't judge me, but like some of them are really intense. like like that's one of the tame ones. Some of these other notes are like letter to myself, and it's like talking to me 10, 14 years in the future. Like I asked myself, are you happy? Do we have lots of friends? Oh my goodness, that's so sad. No, it's not sad, but it's like the only reason why I think it's sad is because I wonder if the me then would be satisfied with the answer to those questions that I have now. Like it might not be exactly what he was expecting and what he wanted, but I've got one killer best friend, and frankly, you being her, she's all I need. And it would be nice, of course, to have plenty more friends, but you know how people are these days. At work, nobody really wants to. Yeah, people like having separation from their work life and their real life, so making friends at work is kind of difficult. And when you spend so many hours there, you're very limited in like how and who can become your friend. So in that way, I think he might be a little sad, you know, but I think he would be happy to meet you. I mean, he'd be blown away. I mean, you're fucking gorgeous. Like, we pulled that for real. Like, actually, bruh. You dap me up and everything. Like, damn, that's us. I'm like, yeah, that's us. Yo, for real. Oh my goodness. You are so fucking beautiful. And I have no doubt that little me would be proud and grateful and happy that it was you that had chosen to be by my side and to listen to me talk about this nonsense. It's the best. It's the absolute best. You don't have anything like that, like notes or messages you've written to yourself when you were a kid, and you look back on it and not cringe, but like you think, what would the actual younger you say if you two were sitting across the table from each other? Would she be proud of me? Am I probably not exactly what was imagined, but you know, I feel like little me was so lost, like, and confused, and just earnestly wanted to connect. And I can proudly say that we've done that. Maybe not in the exact way that you thought we would, but we're here. So, you know, your wish came true somehow, kinda, to an extent. You know? Not so alone, maybe, but potentially occasionally feeling lonely, but nothing that isn't quickly drowned out by our amazing and beautiful and lovely and sweet and gorgeous partner, who's constantly reminding me how I'll never be left alone. And you're amazing for that. So while I do miss sometimes the past and everything in it, I'm much more excited about my future with you. Our future together. And maybe I should already start writing letters to my future self. Questions of the love that we share now, and if it still exists as strong as it did, or has it even gotten stronger? You know, what places have we been to? What things have we done? What events have we seen? All these crazy questions. It's so weird. You would think that when you're a little kid, your question might be like, are we a millionaire yet? Did we get rich? You know, things like that. No. My questions were, as a 10-year-old, do we have friends? Are you happy? Oh my god, it's so sad. No. Like, actually, desperately needed a hug. That continues to be my interpretation of, of myself when I was younger. You know, just needed somebody, something. And if I were able to sit across the table for myself, I would happily give myself a hug because that's all. That's all he needed. He needed to be felt, and maybe didn't quite understand how to process everything that was happening. And it was a lot, you know? But it is what made us who we are. And strange, strange, strange. What a strange child. I say that not in a bad way, but I'm thinking like fourth grade, recess, sitting on a bench staring at the clouds because that was my favorite thing to do, was just watching the sky. When asked what you were doing, she's like, I'm just watching the sky. I love seeing it. What was that? Why am I still like this? I swear, it's like I was born with an older spirit inside of me, and it just continues to have little bits and pieces of itself that still maintain existence. But no, that's just me. It's just me and how I connected with the world around me and how I still do. And I guess it's that same way that that weirdness has brought you into my life, and it's the best. It's the best. Fucking awesome. Oh my goodness. I I'm so happy. I'm happy that I have you. So thank you.